Hello, welcome back to Runi's List, and y'all know that I'm doing a series on my YouTube called A Woman Developing, and the reason why I'm doing this because on my list of things I want to do before I turn 30 is to help women everywhere, especially those abroad, but we're focusing on the first part of it, which is help women everywhere, and so I decided to do this series interviewing beautiful and diverse set of women. And our 23-year-old today is...
I'm Andrea. Do I introduce myself?
Yeah,
okay. I'm Andrea. I'm a civil engineering major. I'm a senior here at LSU.
Andrea's actually my resident here because I'm an RA, but we're also in the same major, so we also take same classes here and there.
And we're neighbors.
Yes, and we're neighbors. So yeah, let's get into it. And okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so question one is looking at the past decade in your life, how have you changed?
Thinking back, okay, I'm 23, I was 13. Since I was 13, well, obviously a lot has changed, but I think the main thing was that I literally moved to like different states. I'm from Texas, and a small little town in Texas, mostly, you know, the population is small and most of the people there are Hispanic. So here it was a big transition to be with a lot of diverse people, so that was good. And then I feel like in the maybe past 3-4 years, I really got to know myself and who I am as a woman, and that really helped kind of to steer me in the right direction of where I want to be in the next 10 years.
Question two is, what self-doubts or struggles do you often have?
I think everybody can relate to this. I literally am terrified if I'm not going to succeed. Just because I guess the field we're in is it's very competitive and very overthrown by like men. So that's like one of my main things is like if I'm going to be good at what I do. So far I'm good, but it's just like something that's always there.
Question three, what is something you have learned in your 20s?
In my 20s, I've learned that people not all people have the best intentions for you. That's just like really one of the main things. And then something else that I've really been drawn to is I've become a feminist very much in my 20s, just because of like how I've been like working with like around men and everything. They're not very nice to us, and especially with what we're doing, they think they put us down and all that. So that people need to get over for women is the way that we dress is not to necessarily, or a certain way to like, they just sexualize our bodies for everything. How in high school we couldn't even wear, well in my high school we couldn't wear like cropped little anything. Our dresses have to be 3 inches above the knee, and it's just the fact that like, I feel like men sexualize women for everything, and that's a stigma that really needs to like be gone, because we can do what we want with our bodies and dress how we want as long as we feel good about ourselves, and that's what matters. Another thing about the social stigma about women is you know, that we aren't as smart as men, or we can't do things that men do, and the stigma is still there, even though, you know, we've been progressing, but it's still there. And I really hope that with our new vice president, that a lot of women will feel empowered by that, and really she's going to give us a voice, a bigger voice than we already had. So that's exciting, and I'm excited to see, you know, what's going to happen with that.
Question five, any regrets in your 20s?
I feel like in my 20s, the one main thing is I learned and regret not listening to my mom. My mom is always right about everything, no matter what. I do something and she's like, you shouldn't probably do that, and then later I'm like, you know what, you were right. So I've just learned, just listen to my mom.
What is like one thing she said that like you didn't listen to?
Honestly, there's a lot. There's a couple that have really made an impact that I'm like, okay, no, I definitely should have listened to my mom. But one of the main ones is I tell my mom a lot. She's like my best friend. So one of them was, she told me that, you know, a relationship wasn't good for me, and I didn't listen to her, and I kept going. into the relationship and it didn't end well. And I'm like, if I would have just listened to my mom, I probably would have been happier earlier.
Number 6, what advice would you give women watching this?
I would tell women watching this that don't give up on your dreams, keep going, and no matter how struggling you are and how much you're struggling, just don't give up, because going through it and pushing through it is always going to be so much better than if you would have given up and have those like what ifs. And I really like learned that because, you know, I struggled when I first got here and I didn't have friends, I didn't know anybody, and then I met people, and you know, you create like your own life. So struggling through the struggle is like definitely worth it.
Number 7, what is something you want to accomplish before you turn 30?
I have a lot of things I want to accomplish before I turn 30. I want to become a PE, I want to be a professional engineer, I want to have my license by the time I'm 30. I also recently decided I want to go to grad school and do law, so hopefully then I will also be a lawyer and all that. But by the time I'm 30, I want to start my career and hopefully start my family by then also.
Okay. So that was the end of episode 4. That was a 23-year-old Andrea. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't watched the other episodes, go check them out, and keep track with this and subscribe so you know when these episodes come on. I upload them every other Thursday at 7. So yeah, and let's thank Andrea for being here, and yeah, hope to see you in my next video.